Hello, we're live. Excellent. Thank you for coming along, everyone. It's obviously a festive time. It's also a difficult time that we know things are going to get tricky ahead. So I think that's a good reminder that we really do need to look after our mental health. And doing origami, I think, is such a lovely way of focusing the mind, making something beautiful. Hello, Melvin. Something beautiful that will cheer you up and will also be could be wonderful as gifts for others. Excellent, Eric. Fingers a go go. Excellent, glad to hear that. And Stephen and Barbara, good morning at 6 a.m. in Santa Barbara. How amazing. Jess, hello, Jess. It's just fantastic to see your origami blossoming and how much you are bringing up your own mood as well as helping others as well. Mani, Laura, fantastic. It's just fantastic to see and hear from you all. What a lovely little group we are that keep gathering together. And Penny in support over this time, and the origami just keeps going on, and it just keeps. It's the gift that keeps giving, and it's just with paper. Yes, I have tried the elf, Jess. It's fantastic. Oh, it's on the other side of the room at the moment. It's really good. Yes, Jess, I wonder whether even maybe whether this needs to be an extra fold. It's up to you whether you'd like to record something or whether you'd like me to have a go. Yeah, completely up to you. Yes, I did try the outfit. It's excellent. So Jess has already been making discoveries and was playing with a little origami tree and discovered that it would make an elf as well, which is really fantastic. And I love how you've got the hats bent over so that they hang from the string. It's really beautiful. And Jess has kindly shared how she's done that on Twitter as well as a little feed, so you can go through the steps. But yeah, it's really fun. So Jess, I don't know whether you'd like to record anything further or whether you'd like me to on your behalf. It's completely up to you because it's your discovery and it's very beautiful. Um, yeah. So and yeah, Eric, it's a lovely group. So this week I'm bringing along a star. I am going to be folding obviously today and next Wednesday, which will be getting quite close to Christmas then, I'm going to take a week's break between Christmas and New Year. So it will then be returning on the Wednesday of the new year, but I will take a break in between. So next week's fold will be the last one of this year. I will see what I'm doing. I may thinking of seeing parents, but actually the thought of travelling on public transport when rates are going to get really high doesn't feel a good idea. Fortunately, I haven't driven since I was a long time ago, more than 20 years ago, so it just feels a bit risky as well. So I don't know. We all just, I think, have to adjust and just we can't always plan things so carefully, can we now? But I think whatever we end up doing, to make sure that you reach out to your friends, to your family, and just let them know how much you're thinking of them. And even if it's sending some origami, you show your thought and care because I think it's always a time when we want to feel really happy, and things aren't always like that as well. At Christmas, so it's making that effort for each other. Then again, I think we need that focus of festivities, whether you have belief or not belief, then it's still an important time that we just kind of take a step back from normal things and try and find the things that make us feel a little bit happy, a little bit of treat time, hopefully. Excellent. So you've been making different types of stars. That's great to hit, Laura Money. Wow. Yes. So this star is a really good one. And actually, in the new year, I'm going to be concentrating on stars. I found one star. This obviously is a four-pointed star. It's because it's made from a single piece of paper, a square. And there are some lovely stars, obviously five-pointed, which I've shown before. And there's one which I found, I'm sure others will have found, which I called a strong star. And I'm going to be showing you strong star variants in the new year. So I'm going to be focusing on that. Also, the little puffy stars, which Jess has been doing lots of as well. And actually, funnily enough, Jess, I was taught by someone who's a patient to make lilies, which is what started me and asked to pass that on in hospital. She did also show me how to make the star as well. She said that she'd make those for good luck. So that's something I really haven't done much of, and I need to revisit. So I think all sorts of different stars I'll be sharing in January, because I've got a feeling we're going to need it. It could be a dark, difficult month. So the more we can focus on stars and doing our little best to find our twinkle, the better. So yes, we don't really know, Marnie, where things are going to go, but the maths, numbers increase, and so maybe we have to adjust our plans and just know that in the long run we're there for each other. Yes, Barbara, exactly. Yeah, and actually my own origami designing has very much been inspired by the idea that nature generates new folds. That's what those variants are. But that's actually what we are as well. We're a result of that natural experimentation of new things arising. It's creativity in its own way. Obviously, that can be destructive as well, but our body is amazing too. And thank goodness for boosters at this time, creative scientists as well, doing their incredible work. So this star, I have to say, I absolutely love this star. There's something very special about it. You see this lovely kind of little octagon that you get in the middle as well. It's really nice. Yeah. Oh, there we go. And this one with some sparkly paper. Although this, it kind of opens up more easy. So this is the back. It feels as if it needs something to keep it closed, actually, because when you get this more plasticky paper, it's lovely, but it does tend to ping open a bit more. Good afternoon, Giuseppe. That's lovely to have you here. Giuseppe, yeah, thank you. Oh, yes, absolutely. Folding in the brain. The surface, the cortex is all about folding, and that will be quite unique as well. But overall, you can see landmarks in the surface. Actually, in January as well, I think sort of mid-January, I will be doing an event through Zoom, which is free, and you'll be able to book a ticket. I will share that on the Facebook group as well as on my Twitter feed, where you can get to meet a couple of amazing neuroscientists, 2 women neuroscientists. And they will answer questions about the brain and also their own research, which is into dementia and the hope there of being able to improve things. So it's going to be called Beautiful Brains. It will also involve some origami as well. So I hope that could be, I thought, something interesting for the new year, something else to focus on. We do, Melvin, exactly. Science, it brings us hope. And I think most of all, this curiosity is what also drives science. Is that a lovely shape? So I hope you're going to enjoy this. Grab yourself some paper. Yeah, it should be really interesting, Eric. I hope so. Grabbing a board. And it's going to be a longer session. It's going to be 90 minutes. So we're going to be doing a bit of drawing, a bit of doodling, a bit of folding, while asking about the brain. So I hope that will be a really good thing to do. So, just to say as well, this star that we're going to do, this is again from Peter Buchanan Simmons' book, which is such a fabulous book. Lots of his own folds, his own amazing designs. And last week, of course, he showed the lovely Santa with the open arms, which is just amazing. And this is where I learnt the star, which seems to be a traditional one, and that's where I've learnt it from. So inside here, I'd never come across this particular star before. I love it. I've been folding these little stars and putting them in my cards this year, so nice little collection. Okay, so I got my piece of paper. Actually, you'll find your star almost takes up, is almost the size, not quite, of the whole piece of paper, so you probably don't want to do too big a star, to be honest. Well, it's up to you. Maybe you do want to do a big star. Why not? Start big and you can always start getting small. I am just folding my piece of paper in half. Oh, sorry to hear that, Adrian. Yeah, it's such a sad, difficult thing, dementia. Having experienced that with my own grandmother and my fairly recently my partner's mum. Really, really upsetting and difficult times. The confusion. We are so much our brains. So again, I guess it's looking at the science as hope, and it has made such a difference. And really, fingers crossed that things can improve in the future. So the brain is fascinating. So I think you can 100% just feel excited about it, but also know that understanding brings hope as well. That's what I take from it anyway. I'm going to take a corner and line it up down the bottom. It doesn't really help people at the moment, but you know that hopefully with science things can improve, and they will have done. It's a really tragic thing. Dementia really is. We're going to remove the rectangle at the side. So just making a square. That's it. I mean, it is a disease, dementia, but obviously not contagious. So it's not you know, an inevitable part of aging at all. Such a shame. It is also, I suppose, like cancer. It's partly because we aren't dying of other things, which of course is a good thing. But there's it is partly age. It's a shame though. Yes. So I have done a diagonal line. So if you have a square, do a diagonal line. I'm going to do the other ones. So yeah, the project Beautiful Brains actually is part of some of my science communication work. And I've done quite a few projects actually with Alzheimer's Research UK. Such important work. So I have done the diagonals, and I guess it comes from people going, we don't want others to suffer like this, and we want to make a difference. So research is the way to bring that hope. So I have done both diagonals, and next I'm going to take a side, one of these diagonal sides, bring it to the middle line, and I'm going to fold it, but just up to the middle. I'm going to show you. I'm afraid I need to do this on a solid surface. But what I've done is I brought the outside and I folded it down to that middle line, and I brought it all the way up just to that point where you've got a little line there. There we go. And then open it up. So I've just got a line that far. And then again, the same thing with the other side. Oh, sorry to hear that, Melvin, as well. That diagonal side to the middle line, it really is tragic. It's actually my grandmother almost have happy memories really with her dementia, and became in some ways quite open-minded. Was just sort of almost, I suppose, almost a little childlike with less prejudices, which can be a good thing too. I'm more willing to. I had some pet giant African landsales, and my granny was prepared to hold on and go, oh, this feels amazing, which of course it does, but I can't imagine her previously having said that. So there are happy moments as well. You can find joy, but I think when someone's in a point of confusion, it can be really upsetting, and sometimes you can't get through. Certainly experienced that as well with loved ones, in that case, horrible suffering. So come on, science. So we've done both of these folds. Now we're just going to do this on every side. So bring it round, tilt it round, and again we're going to take the diagonal to that middle line, just press up to the middle. Yeah, I think everyone's been affected. So I've also been doing actually some sessions with children to understand about the brain, and they'll always be fascinated by that. And also trying to make sense of what's happened to grandparents, what's might be happening. Excellent. Oh, that's nice, Eric. Again, this side to the middle line. Oh, that's lovely, Melvin, to hear memories of being playful. Yeah, it's those good things to hold on to. Someone can be a difficult place, but hopefully to try to remember those moments when you did laugh and you did have fun together, and that was possible. That diagonal line to the middle. Very much thinking of people in care homes at this time, having to limit visitors, which is right to keep safe, but also then those nice opportunities for interaction are less, which is hard for everyone, both the person themselves and people caring for them too. Outside to the middle line. That's the case at hospitals too, needing to keep patients as safe as possible, so needing to limit, but obviously mentally that's not so good either. It's a horribly impossible situation. Oh, there Rosanna as well. So turning it around to the other side, so that sideways line to the middle line. That's it. And folding it down. And the same on the other side, so the outside line to the middle line. So hopefully you've got quite a lovely shape. Something like this. There we go. So hopefully it's looking like this. Lovely, interesting shape. And you can imagine, you can actually sort of see a star, can't you? This almost could be a flower. It could be many things. But hopefully, is it looking like that for everybody? Have you managed to, on all the different sides, make this lovely octagon shape in there? Almost ready for the next step? So we're going to take in a moment the bottom edge and we're going to bring it up to the middle of the point of these arms. So we're going to take this bottom edge, bring it up to the middle of these arms. Like so. There we go. And then folding it to the middle of those little arms. I just check that I'm doing that carefully. It's always, this is a good one for having to be quite exact. Good strong fold. Bottom line and bring it up there. Hopefully that's getting there. So next, tilt it around 90 degrees and we're going to do the same thing again, but we're just going to do those two things. So don't go further. So again, the bottom line and bring it up to the middle of those arms there. So a little squash there. So it's taking the bottom and then I aim to the middle there, brought it up and brought it down like so. So hopefully you have got those two lines. I like to say put it in this kind of vase position. So you've got one line there, one line there. Are you all happy? Are you all keeping up with this point? Yeah. So next I'm going to turn it round. So I'm going to take a piece of paper and just turn it round to the other side. And again, keep it in this position so it's like the vase sort of position there. And next we're going to take the outside diagonal line and bring it up here. So we're just folding it in half as it is. Great. Thanks, Barbara and Eric. Letting me know you're keeping up there. And then I'm folding it down in the middle. So it's that outside line up here. There we go. So what you should have, can you see there's a sort of a rim there? There's a little kind of strip. Hold on to that strip and open this up. And you should get this interesting looking shape. It looks like a stretch star at the moment. Maybe it's you waking up, Barbara. Oh, stretch star. But it's going to come back into shape in a moment. You'll be relieved to know. Maybe that's having a coffee after. Some way to wake up. Right. So our next step, I hope you're keeping up. This is recorded and there's also a film that I've made as well. So you will definitely get there if you're at all struggling at any point. But you're welcome to say if you want to in the chat box. So next we're going to take this bottom line and bring it up to the top. So we're halving this. So we're taking this and halving it. Folding it in half. It looks a bit strange, but it's all right. That's how it should be. Can you see again, there's a little strip here. Same thing again. Open it up. So it's that strip, holding that, and then bringing that down. And this is what you've got. Can you see there really is a lovely little octagon? So it's kind of one more move really to get it to come together. You feel like you can see a star, but it's not quite there. So it's quite simple. What we're going to do is on each of these sides, you're going to be able to press in and just fold back. Now, one side has got sort of two layers and one's thinner. So start with a thinner one. Just fold it back. You almost, to be honest, don't need to look what you're doing. So as I'm doing here, just seeing the front, you don't need to see how it's working at the back, but it will just work. So it's up here. I press down the thinner one and then I gently ended up shaping and pushing down the other one. On the back, this is what's happened, which is pretty cool. It's very clever at the start. So again, next one. Again, I'm going to start with the thinner one, and as you bring that back, it hopefully helps to squash down the other one. And hopefully a star will emerge. Obviously, it's a 4-pointed one rather than a 5-point. I have shown you a few 5-pointed stars, so but I thought this was very neat, and something about this is very beautiful. Have you all come across this one before, or is this new? It was new to me. I like it though. So this comes from Peter sharing. There we go. And again, the other last one for me. I don't know how you've been getting on. Hope you've been getting on well. Here's a nice one to be able to put into a card or give to someone. Yay, excellent, new, Seppi. Yeah, it's new to me as well. Yeah, very curious where this has come from. But yeah, from what Peter knows seems to be traditional, but yeah, it's not one I'd come across, so kind of unusual. It's very beautiful, isn't it? There's just something about the shape. I love this little octagon in the middle, and there's just something quite zingy about the shape. I really like it. Yeah, it'd be perfect to stick in. And also I've just been putting them inside a card because it's nice and flat, and yet it looks quite dynamic and interesting. And it's amazing. It's just from one piece of paper, and it's pretty much using the whole size of the paper, isn't it? You can see it's really is the square, just a little bit nipped out in these little tucks. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope it's brought you a little bit of sparkle. So I'll be back next week, and that will be the last fold of this year, live fold. But I have added another film to be shared. I guess it would be on Christmas Day. Yeah, it is a lovely model. You're very welcome, Stephen. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I will have uploaded a film though for Christmas Day, which I hope you'll enjoy. And then focusing in January on stars, we can continue the sparkle. I think we're going to need it. And sparkles are great any time of year. I think they have a lot of meaning because in a way, they only look beautiful because of the dark. You don't see them. They're out there normally, but you don't see them until things are a little bit tricky. And then those lovely little stars come out and twinkle. And I hope it's lifted your mood. Oh, wow, fantastic. Yes, because you're going to get the interesting colours, aren't you, Barbara? With the different colours, you can have interesting effects inside. So I've got some really nice foil paper. I can imagine things like sweets wrappings. You might be able to do things like that. Oh, glad it turned out well, Penny. That's great. You're very welcome. Yeah, we're wishing you all good health, and yeah, do keep quite careful in these times. I think rates have really gone up, so definitely try and get a booster if you haven't already had one. I feel very thankful for my work as a NHS employee. Then we're all asked to get our vaccines as soon as they're offered, and I absolutely yes. So I've actually gone to London to go and get up to the latest vaccines, and truly thankful for that. And the more that we can all just say yes, it's great to see. I don't know, here in the UK, loads of people queuing and wanting to help. So, but yeah, I would avoid any events of gathering, people being indoors that you don't have to go to, because we do want Christmas to be good, don't we? So, yeah, I agree, Marnie. Those bright stars for dark nights. And I hope this brings you a lovely bit of twinkle. So I'll see you next week, and that will be the last one then for the year. So look after yourselves, keep well, and oh, that's great, Adrian. Got your booster. Excellent. Oh yeah, as I said, hoping to see family between Christmas and New Year, but I'm not sure now about public transport. Doesn't feel a great plan. We'll just see. I think we'll just have to work it out as we go along, and no, we'll see loved ones at some point. So take care. Bye bye. See you soon. Bye bye.